Brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Friday Fun Day edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live from Ten Palms at Gulfstream Park. What a beautiful day. It is peak prime season. We've got food. We've got drinks. We've got Tony Segreto. We've got Jeff DeForest. We got Pat Utter from Shenanigans off in the wings. We got a peanut gallery, a rogues gallery. Groupies from New England.
Yeah.
We've got Maine and Massachusetts.
They listened to us on the radio in New England.
Yep.
And they had to come down and see us.
We've got fans. I don't know about groupies because I don't want them boarding my tour bus anytime soon.
This is a motley crew you've brought here, Mike Mayo. I mean,
really is.
let's hope Joe Beja doesn't pass judgment. He's not really that kind of guy, but if this is your fan base, they might have to reconsider their position on the support with the advertising.
The nice part is these guys, we came up.
No, they're good guys.
Ben and Ed, we met working at the Boston Globe Sports Department, which was an unbelievable assortment of cast of characters, some of the greats in sport. Leslie Visser was there on the staff.
Yeah. Everybody remembers Leslie, man.
We were answering phones and running food and coffee for the editors back in 1986, 87, and known these guys a long time. But it's nice because they know Dave Joseph, who also is the wonderful vice president of communications here at Gulfstream.
Did they see him beforehand?
They did. We dropped
Nobody
in,
ever
said
had
hello.
more guts at the Sun Sentinel than Dave Joseph when he wrote the horse racing column Stalag Calder. I'll never forget that. Nobody would challenge the late great Kenny No, and he was always very nice to me, and I was very fortunate in that capacity because he could be somebody that you would think if you were in his disfavor, you would not want to even be in the state of Florida, much less on the grounds of Calder. And Joseph took on all of the stuff that was going on there, which nobody would ever talk about, and wrote a big column about it in the Sun Sentinel, and how he is still living is amazing.
Well, the Calder no longer stands, and Dave Joseph still has a job in racing
with
Gulfstream Park.
And shows you that, go ahead and speak your mind.
Is full of miracles. And just if you are your authentic self, as they say, it's amazing what happens.
This was very Mayo-esque, though. I mean, he held nothing back.
And I am now completely my authentic self, and I roll around town, literally rolling, but going from
there have become
day
some
to day,
concerns from the general public about your overall well-being.
as there should be. I mean, I am kind of large and somewhat in charge, but did a nice walk of life with with Ben this morning. We did a little over 3 miles at the beach. Nice sweltering day, a little bit of humidity.
It's beautiful out.
Beautiful.
It's hot as hell.
Tony was walking this morning, 6 o'clock, man, with the break of dawn.
I mean, it's just how wonderful it is living here. And my buddy Ed, who former roommate, used to see me as my kind of grumpy self back in my newspaper Oscar Madison grouchy days. Now he sees me going around, I'm getting wined and dined, and people are giving me drinks, and there's food, and he goes, I'm not used to seeing you so happy, Mike. It's a little bit unusual.
You still manage to work in a small area of bitterness because of your administrative capacity there with the Let's Eat South Florida group, which for some reason flips you out.
That keeps me
I don't know why you let it get to you. I mean, you have to kind of overcome that.
Just when I think I'm getting too happy, it keeps me like grounded in my natural
Why are you so
grouchy. Why? Oh, when I go on the group, because there's ridiculous people complaining about ridiculous things. The air of entitlement. Look, I know going out to eat, it's an expensive proposition these days. You want everything to be perfect, but we live. You got to understand, people, when you go out on a Friday or Saturday night, that things aren't always going to go perfectly or, efficiently, maybe as you'd like. But the whole point of going out on a Friday or Saturday night, you should be getting together with some other friends of yours
I'm
and
cutting in
having a
this
drink
chicken parm.
and having a good time, having a conversation. So you shouldn't be on your stopwatch timing the lag time between the appetizers and the entrees. And if it's 32 minutes, you're going to go on to Let's Eat and bitch about it instead of just have another glass of wine and converse.
You
with
had to
your
ask
friends.
him why he was bitter.
Exactly.
That's why he's bitter. There it is, right
That's
there in
it.
a nutshell. Yeah.
But the thing is, when you go over through every post, and we're getting now like 70, 80 posts a day.
Wow.
And, fortunately, we've got the good crew from the Sun Sentinel, Gretchen Day Bryant, who is the managing editor, David Schutz, Philip Valise. Everybody is kind of taking turns now where we go through the different posts that come through because they're up to like over 2,000 a month that get approved.
Really?
And then there's all the spam and the porn, and it gets ugly in there. But that's okay. I'm not complaining, though.
You should.
Jeff Defoe.
Actually, you created something that is very, very
have,
much.
You have.
You
created it,
It's
and
it's
you-
a nice thing that you're giving to the people.
Used
there.
wisely and properly, it could really be helpful in finding some great new places that open, maybe places that have been around a while that are overlooked, places like Shenanigans and Pat Utter.
Yep.
We're going to be in there Monday, right, Pat? And Pat's going to come in and do a cameo when Defo is off betting the early double here, maybe. But we've got
That'll
and
be in about
Christine.
15 minutes. Yeah, I got 15 minutes to post.
It's all good. It's again. A reminder, we've got a little bit later post time now here on the Fridays, 1:05. And it is that weekend, gentlemen. Spring ahead. We're going to lose an hour of sleep, gain an hour of drinking, but we're moving the clocks forward.
How do you feel about that? Good?
I feel like it's good because now it's going to get dark. It's not going to get dark until close to like 7:45.
Yeah.
I like it a lot better.
7:30.
I really do.
No more
Yeah.
daytime.
You get in some late tennis, some late walks of life. In my case, some late happy hours or something to that effect. But it's all good. So we've got in front of us. Why don't you tell us about what we ordered this week?
You know what?
Mike?
Lubie did a
All
good
right, Jeff,
job
take a bite.
all the way around. This chicken parm is fantastic. Whatever that is, it's great. The way they did
We got
it.
chicken parm.
Yeah.
We got, what is that?
It's supposed to be short rib orecchiette. I don't know if they're short rib, but it's an orecchiette, which is a take on one of our other favorite establishments, the Catherine.
in Fort
Jobeja.
Lauderdale.
Headed out there per Mike Mayo's instructions,
that?
actually. And they are paying homage to the Catherine with their own take on the orecchiette pasta.
With short rib and a nice little sauce there, kind of a brownish sauce. And then we've got Tony.
They're
This is a nod to Miami in the 305. It's the Cubano
the
flatbread
Cuban flatbread.
with shredded lechon asado, the pulled pork,
Ham.
some ham, some pickles, and some Swiss cheese.
Yep.
Now, I think it's supposed to have mustard
It's
on
supposed to have a mustard sauce. I
Mhm.
don't see that. So we may ask Joe if they've removed the mustard sauce or
Can
if
I
it
try a
melts.
piece there?
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
get involved there,
Yes.
Tony. We need your opinion on this.
If
We've got Tony
Angel
and
hair
Defo-
pasta is well done here.
Tony and Defo with their usual salads, but Defo in a huge upset is just plowing into the pile of the angel hair pasta there.
That is my favorite. I love
pretty
angel
good.
hair pasta.
Is it because it's so delicate?
You know what? I mean, and this is the thing that happens when you go out with various people, and the choice is, well, what kind of pasta would you like with that? Now, I'm almost always in favor of the angel hair. I don't know about you, Tony.
Yep.
Some people like rigatoni.
Rigatoni's for me.
You know, other people like just regular spaghetti, linguine. I don't know. Where do you go when that comes up? And are you
Rigatoni.
disappointed if you don't get your way? Because
If you order at a restaurant, you're gonna get 5 different orders.
Mhm.
If you have it at home, then you're gonna.
It's
then-
what's in the cupboard, right?
Yeah,
And
well, I'm
the
talking about a
cupboard.
restaurant, though. You go to a restaurant and you have the choices.
I order rigatoni.
Rigatoni, okay.
Rigatoni with garlic and olive oil on the side.
I'm a it depends on the day. Sometimes I'm like you. I like a rigatoni or a ziti or a short squat pasta. If you have like, it depends if you're gonna have little chunks of like a short rib.
What if you went to a restaurant like I know you don't like me to mention this place, but for example, and I'm sure it happens at other Italian restaurants, at Chef Bola's they have like a pasta trio that they offer as
Right.
an appetizer. Okay, so you have a choice of 3 different sauces basically,
Yes,
Yeah.
and then you have to pick a type of pasta. So
Okay.
what type of pasta are you picking on that? I mean, regardless of what sauce you get. I mean,
it depends on the sauce because if you're gonna get an Alfredo or a cream sauce, then a fettuccine or a pappardelle.
You're gonna
is
get a
nice
bolognese. You're gonna get like
Bolognese,
some kind
give
of
me some
garlic and
spaghetti or
some kind of oil and
rigatoni.
garlic
or
sauce.
rigatoni.
Maybe a
alla
pesto.
vodka, with a good
Yeah.
hearty sauce, or the bolognese is always good.
Now,
Oh my
garlic,
God! The other night I had my favorite bolognese. Our friend,
Oh,
Reno,
heritage.
Heritage.
Yeah.
that Malfandini, or however they pronounce it. It's like the ribbons that at the
And you
edge
didn't
of
and you
the
didn't snore
lasagna.
that. Let's reestablish that.
I sent the pictures of the receipt to everybody. Paid full freight, worth every penny at the Heritage.
You find it hard to believe that he paid full freight?
no, I find that I believe.
You think
Yeah.
this man is a man
I
of
believe
integrity?
him.
I think he
Tony?
did because
Here's
Reno
how-
wasn't there. That's
Wow.
why I think he did.
No,
Payola wasn't the same in Tony's day. I mean,
Here's how I roll. Okay, I never expect anything. If somebody offers to bring out something and it's a comp, okay, now I'm at the point where I'm not in a daily newspaper. I'm not the food critic. So my code of ethics has gotten, let's say, a little bit more.
that was always a
malleable.
mistake on the part of newspapers, though. Like newspapers were very reluctant to accept anything. Oh my God, we can't even have our guys on the team plane because it'll look like we're biased.
It's true.
What a bunch of BS! Come on, man. I mean, let's face it. That was all a bunch of garbage, man. And they wish that they had just
See,
gone on the team
To
expense
me,
account.
the true mark of integrity, Tony, and this is what happens sometimes, on the golf beat or something, where you would maybe you spend a week at a nice resort and they hook you up with maybe a round of golf at a nice course while you're also covering the event at the neighboring course, and then you still rip them in the end. That's like
Wow.
take the
Well,
freebie
that's what he's
and
saying.
still rip
Devo's
them.
saying don't let it
That's integrity.
assuage you.
Yeah.
You,
Well,
you
you
go
understand,
and then you're
they-
still honest.
They give you that so they don't rip them.
Well, duh.
But when you do,
Some people.
But
Yeah.
you should still rip them, and then you can take it.
I
Still,
feel good about it.
there you go.
Well,
Payola's always been big in the sports writing business. I mean, we used to go. This was great back in the day. We used to cover like the Angels and the Dodgers, and the Angels would have like a bar set up afterwards where the managers came in from the two different teams. They were all shooting the breeze, kicking it around with the sports reporters. You think that they were going to get like any kind of negative press out of that? Nobody wanted to screw up that arrangement. We were eating steaks. We were drinking, premium cocktails. It was fantastic. So that's always been a part of it. I don't know why newspapers trying to, pretend like, oh my God, we're like amateurs here.
I
Like,
think they've loosened the grip a little bit.
I don't think so. They've actually tightened the grip. It used to be we would be able to go into like a football press box, Marlins game, and take, the team would provide a meal and we would accept it without any cost. And then, some, ethics freak somewhere said, you know what? They're trying to buy us off. Make sure the teams charge us for the meals.
Wait, is
and
that
we
why
have to
he
pay-
charged and some
Yeah.
of these places charged?
It was
because
in
the
response
teams
to
were weird
some
about
of
it?
the ethics policies at some of the
But the Dolphins
newspapers.
had
from
it
these
free
stiffs
still.
at
The
newspapers.
Dolphins
I
always
mean,
had it free.
we in the electronic media never want
If
to
you
pay
wanna-
for anything. I mean, come on, Tony.
Yep,
If you
no
want
way.
to ruin any party, just invite a bunch of like scrupulous news writers and
Oh,
editors.
my
They are
God.
the biggest party poopers in the world.
Yeah,
I swear to God.
Who has that kind of
But we do
integrity
need
today?
them.
It's not even appropriate.
We do need them, and we do love them. Look, the sushi is arriving now. I don't know if that's for the
you
other.
Your
you have to
friends,
try
that's
this.
your friends
that over
We
there.
need your opinion on the chicken parm here, Mayo. Because
Well, look at you.
a lot of
Okay.
people make a chicken
You're-
parm.
Here we go again with
It's
this
these gentlemen.
dichotomy where you say,
No, this is just
you
for
gotta
a
take
taste
care
and
of
an opinion.
yourself.
Yeah.
I've got friends calling up concerned. Look at what I did. I got the beautiful
On the way
halibut.
way
friend
here,
that's
I got a
really
call
close.
from a guy who said, "Hey, I'm worried about Mayo."
Okay. I'm worried about myself too sometimes. But
I'm
what I
worried
got-
about Mayo is
Look at what
the
I
way
did. I
he
did a
introduced
4-mile walk. I got a nice, beautiful piece of halibut that is expertly prepared.
But
nice
you have to
and
try a piece
beautiful.
of this.
I got
Moderation.
broccoli. I'm eating broccoli,
Lay it on him,
Defo. I'm gonna. Oh, look at this. It's
Forget this
it's
broccoli.
like-
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get a little piece of the cheese.
There you go.
What's-
I mean,
what's
it didn't
chicken
take much
parm
to
without
tempt them into
cheese?
it, Tony. Come on.
And
You're delicately trying to dish this out.
oh, look, they're running the first race. We have a 4 to 5 favorite.
You need
I
the
don't
3.
know. The 3.
5 to 2. Yeah.
5 to 2. You're going second choice, and
Uh,
here they come. The 3
3-5.
rolling
The
on home.
4 to 5 got beat.
The 4 to 5. You have them? You got the
No, I
double?
didn't wager on this.
Oh man, you have
I'm
'em?
going in on Aqueduct.
All right.
I handicapped something on the throne this
Well,
morning.
Here we go. We got a little bit of the chicken farm.
I think it's good. We have to save some for Lubie, though. I mean, Lubie. I think
It would be
he,
nice if I got to
He
try the
ordered
thing
it,
I ordered.
but no, there's a lot left. There
You know,
really
once
is.
I'm having
It's
the
fine. I
chicken
actually
parm,
ordered for the
I
table.
gotta
I
have a
just
little
love that you
bite
guys-
of the angel here.
I
So
love the-
Oh yeah, no,
Throw that
I
plate
think
over
You
there.
guys
that's
get these
very, very
salads as
good.
like a cover so that you
Yeah,
can
man,
eat all the
get
other
involved
food
here.
and
Don't be
pretend like
afraid. Don't be
you
shy.
really
Oh
help
no,
it
no,
all.
don't be shy at all.
all right. Well,
Because that's just going to sit there and go
pasta
to
is
waste.
my downfall.
I'll
Tony,
eventually eat the food. I just
Tony Segreto,
wanted
as
people to
the
be able to see
lone
it
Italian on
on
this
the
set,
screen. Yes,
I
sir.
should be honorary Italian.
Everybody's Italian in some sense, though. I mean, who doesn't like
As good as
Italian
Thai
food?
food
Last
is,
night.
yeah.
There's something
Can
wrong with
you
somebody.
or do you eat pasta every day?
No.
Well, Tony's in South Florida. I mean, he's been here most of his life, so he eats everything.
I
Yeah,
eat
'cause
pasta
look at
about
you.
3 times a week.
Oh, really? You do eat it that often? Okay.
I'm one of those.
Your wife's
freaks.
Italian too, right? Your wife. Okay, so
wife's
she's
Italian.
making. Did you guys ever do the Sunday gravy?
All the time.
Okay, because I know you do family meals a lot. You guys
All
are really
the
good
time.
about that. But like, you're
all
busy.
the time.
That's
All the time. I
interesting.
still do family gravy. We still do. She'll make a pizza.
Oh, really? At your
Yeah.
house?
Yeah, she makes a pizza at the
I'm
house.
surprised that you are not an everyday. Well, I'm not by looking at you because you are thin and svelte. You are a bantamweight at this point. You could go 12 rounds.
Exactly. I
and,
mean, you can only eat so much pasta if you want to
I
maintain
can
health.
eat a lot of pasta. Now, I do have a cupboard full, and when I'm in a pinch and on those days where I
Yeah.
don't go out to eat, I
Oh,
will
yeah.
just boil some water and make up some, again, either the,
That's what
like
I'm
you
doing
said,
tonight.
rigatoni. You know what I got? I love the little ditallinis. Have you ever had ditalini?
Ditallinis.
What is
What are
ditalini?
ditalini?
I've
You
never
know
heard that
ditalini?
term ever.
It's sometimes you use it in soups. It's like
Soups.
little.
Oh, was this an omen? The name of the winning horse? Dundee, as in Angelo.
Dundee.
Come
Oh,
on,
geez.
Tony.
Both of you guys.
Well,
I mean, I
ditalini.
worship this guy.
ditalini is a tiny
small
little
pasta.
round small pasta, and I love I have a little song that I sing whenever I cook it. I
Oh,
go
Jesus, no.
ditalini, ditalini,
Now that
Something's wrong with you.
I know,
People,
I gave him this gummy bear last night. He said he ate a quarter of it. It's still
like the gummy
impacting him
bear, is that
today.
what it
Yeah,
is?
you
wow.
only cook ditalini for a little bit though.
No,
Yeah, how long can you
a
cook
little
it?
ditalini for the ditalini. No, that's
Well, that's
actually
what
goes
Lisa
to 10
Coach-
minutes. Yeah.
The great Lisa Coach is saying, because I actually love angel hair too, but I'm sort of scared to cook it at home because you can overcook it.
At home, you
It's
control
got to be
it.
a flash.
You only need 2 minutes.
drop
It's
in,
a
right?
flash
Flash
drop in.
drop
At
in, right?
restaurants, I don't ever order angel hair in restaurants because they
'Cause they're gonna overcook
invariably
it.
overcook it. It takes a very deft, skilled chef in
That
order to
is-
prepare proper angel hair.
That's done well.
Is it
Yeah,
cooked
yeah,
right?
very
You know
nice.
what?
Okay.
Okay, I do fall on the thinner side of the strands when it comes to spaghetti. My favorite
Angel hair is
is
great.
vermicelli,
Vermicelli's nice.
which
yeah.
scares some people. It sounds a little close to vermin, but
Yeah.
vermicelli
No,
is
just
no
You have linguine with clam sauce.
clam sauce. You have big thick spaghetti with the
I
hearty
have to
Sunday
put my
gravy.
pick 5 in. So
There you
Go for it.
excuse me.
Well, let's get Pat
Pat.
Utter on here. We're gonna get Defoe's had enough of the pasta talk. He is talking about he looks like he's having a little bit of fun with his new Humboldt creations. Come on in here, Pat Utter.
Take it over here, Pat.
Hold on, we've got Pat Utter. Big weekend coming up for him.
Yeah, sports.
Shenanigans next week.
The next 3 weeks will be
Get on the
insane.
headset. You know how this works, Pat.
Yes,
We're
I
going to
do.
see you again on Monday, right? We're going to be doing a full
Yeah,
show
we're
at
gonna get lots of
Shenanigans
Pat. I love it.
Sports Pub, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. We love going in there. What's going on?
I'm distracted, to be honest with you. I mean, this is, and I must say first, I have my
Christine.
beautiful wife that
Yeah.
came to join me. You see how she's, how interested she is in me, right? 25 years it'll be in October.
Mazel tov.
And every time I say she's a lucky girl, everyone breaks up laughing. But I see this, I see the races. This is a dream here.
Yeah, we've
It's
been
a
inviting you
dream.
for a
It's
reason.
dream. It's like
It's a dream.
it's like a dream come true.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Now I gotta pick
I
a
don't
winner.
know what I've done in my life to get so lucky. I know, look, I like writing. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
newspapering. I was good at being a writer. But I think this is
This is a
natural
combination
stuff.
of your hustle right here.
Yeah.
This is your genre. You got your writing, your talking, your eating, your gambling.
Yeah. And
This
it
is
is a hustle.
this is a good thing here.
It defines who he is.
I
Yeah,
love
this is
this.
very
I
much male,
love
yes.
this.
So
Yeah.
let's go. Let's talk about this is a huge like 8-10 day stretch for you. Pat.
Yeah.
What do we
Starts
got this
today?
weekend?
Actually,
Yeah,
we're
what's going on?
we're cooking up 2,000 pounds.
Oh wow.
I mean, that's a lot of corned
Corned
beef, right? And we have
That's
our
a ton.
It's yeah. That's a
Ton
good
of
perspective.
beef.
Yeah, of corned beef. And of course, we're going to have our shepherd's pie, fresh fish with Guinness beer batter. We're going to have our corned beef hash and eggs. We're going to have the full menu all week long. We start out Sunday. We have a really fun time
It's this
downtown.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Well, they
downtown
start.
Hollywood.
Oh wow.
So it's a
this
week
Sunday?
long celebration.
St. Patty's.
He
Yeah.
has
Okay.
the
St.
St.
Patty's in a
Pat-
week from Sunday.
He has the St. Patty's items on the menu, specials all week long at
Yes.
Shenanigans. We'll be in there
Yes.
Monday to sample some of those.
Nice.
yes.
I'm super excited.
And,
Oh yes,
but
good.
this
I heard the word
Sunday-
corned beef hash.
Yeah,
It'll be there.
corned beef hash, corned beef sandwich.
have that
corned
every
beef and cabbage.
brunch.
I'll
Yep.
be there Monday.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
we got
Parsley,
Tony.
potatoes. We give rye bread, and our prices are
Rye
just
bread?
we seeded rye bread goes
Wow.
with everything.
Good value.
So yeah, it's a great value for
And-
locals. Go.
So again, it's weird because a lot of these cities have their St. Patrick's Day early because of various bookings
Mhm.
of different acts, musical acts. Some of them are already booked on the 17th. You know, St. Patty's Day falls on an actual Sunday this year, next Sunday, but this Sunday is when Hollywood has its annual parade on the 10th, right? And what
Actually, we
happens-
missed leap year on Saturday. We had Friday last year. We have it all week long. We started today at 4:00.
Right.
All the specials we cook all week long. Everybody comes in and has
But what happens with the parade in Hollywood? You have a float? or
Yes,
you get
yes, we have a float, and
And-
we represent. We hand out a lot of candy beads, and bounce around all the neighborhood. As the Hollywood demographic is changing, you still have your Irish pub, Mickey Burns, at a couple cool spots down there where a lot of people hang out, and then they come in. I have live band.
Right.
3:00. I'll have live
this
music.
Sunday.
This Sunday after the parade.
So
Bagpipes.
It's really a double the fun in
Yeah, it
terms
is.
of the
Yeah, it is.
St.
Bagpipes.
Patty's Day. And
You got a guy who plays bagpipes.
Yes, we do. Russell.
Yeah.
He's a part of a
Pat
touring
is
group,
a
so we're ready.
old school Irish traditionalist, comes
Yeah.
from a large Irish family, and hence the name Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
yes.
Quit
That's
your
it. Mischief.
shenanigans. Yeah.
Yes.
So
We love sports. We love everything associated
you
with.
like the horses too. You
I love
come
them.
out here.
No, I think it's in my blood. Irishmen love horses, and it's. I've been buying a horse $100 at a time, $1 at a time.
There you go.
My wife's here.
Luck of the
$1
Irish.
at a time. So
Luck of the Irish.
Yes,
I
yes.
saw this week Pat Marzano, mutual
I love
friend,
that guy. Yeah,
and
what
he's
a
like,
man.
yeah, Pat always sends me his big winning ticket. Then he's
Yeah,
like,
he's
but
like
what
showing
about
the
the losing
losers.
one?
I just actually put my gum in it for the first race right here. I won't bet the one. I won't bet the 1-1 that went off. Right. I won't bet the 3. So that I won't bet the chalk. So
Oh, all right. He's a long shot player. That's
Yes,
why
I
you
am.
Swing
Yes,
for
I am.
fences. Sometimes you hit it. Hey, Pat, thanks for stopping
yes,
in.
it's great to see you.
we're
I'm looking
gonna
forward to
start
see you Monday.
Yeah, and
Get
we're
the
going to start
contest
the
Monday.
contest, but not yet. We're going to take our first break. Let's take 3
Alrighty.
breaks, but let's first talk about our friends at Tropical Acres Steakhouse, the Studiali family.
Oh, yeah.
It's St. Patty's Day, not their biggest holiday, but coming up Easter Sunday is one of those rare Sundays where they're going to be open, and you want to get your reservations now for a beautiful family traditional Easter dinner. They got ham, and they've got, of course, their regular classic items like prime rib and the filet mignon. Make your reservations now. Easter Sunday, they're going to be open from 1 to 8 p.m. 954-989-2500. 954-989-2500 right there. Griffin Road, you know it, right west of the airport, 95, before you get to 441. It's classic. They're celebrating, do you realize this, Pat? 75th anniversary, April, is when Tropical Acres established itself.
What a beautiful
1949.
place. It's a throwback. I started out when I got out of culinary school right here, Valley Steakhouse. It was an operation out of Maine. It was right here. It's a bank now, and I think they knocked the bank down. That's how long ago it was.
Yep.
But Tropical Acres was
Still
one of
here
my
to this
stops
day.
back then.
Yeah.
I mean, 75 years.
And
I'm not
Sam-
quite 75 yet. I was a baby. I was a baby. They put the covered wagon out front.
Jack's dad, Sam, was a big
Yeah.
race fan and
Yeah.
actually
Yep.
sponsored the day at the races, or the race
The
recap
races.
show
Yep.
Yeah.
that was on for a while. So you don't want to go in. You want to go in there at the bar. Happy hour, 4:30 to
Happy hour.
6:30.
Monday all the way through Friday.
Monday
Yep.
through Friday, and great place. Go in there. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Again, they're open Monday through Saturday, but get your reservations now for Easter Sunday.
This is Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We finish off each week in customary fashion here, not only at Gulfstream Park, but at Ten Palms. Joe Beja will be joining us, and you'll have more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox here from Gulfstream Park's Ten Palms after this.
Thanks, Pat. To me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent. Food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. We're back at Gulfstream Park. 10 Palms is the place. Thanks to Pat Utter. We'll see him again for a full show Monday.
Yep.
We'll talk about St. Patty's Week and sports. NCAA tournament coming up. All the conference championships coming up this week. Big time of year for sports, especially here in South Florida. Got the Florida Derby.
Are you a
coming
March
up.
Madness guy, Mayo? It seems like you soured on sports a little bit over the years. But
Yeah, I don't get involved in any of those NCAA pools anymore.
nothing? Yeah.
I
really?
You know
the
what?
tournament.
You know what was the
Tony loves it. I love it. Lubie loves it.
I love the tournament. I get
Yeah.
psychotic about the tournament.
Defo, the point, I'm a purist when it comes to both food and sports. For me, like baseball lost me when they introduced the wild cards and the designated hitter in the National League. It's just not the same game anymore. I don't like it.
Neither
For
bothers
me-
me. I actually think
Yeah,
they've
I'm
both
fine
been
with that.
enhancements.
I just hate
And-
the fact that
and
it's one winner strike.
When it comes to college basketball, as soon as they went to that play-in game and now there's 5 of them or whatever it is, it used to be, it was a field set of 64, right? Very neat number, 64 to 32. Now it's like, what is it, 71, and there's
68, then 64.
68 with these play-in games. That ruined it for me. I'm done.
I love it. It didn't do anything for me.
It's I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
I love it. I love the competition. I love if Xavier's in it or
Well,
Gonzaga.
FAU, I mean, the Cinderella stories are the best thing.
Yeah.
Who doesn't
Yeah.
like that? Last year was unbelievable.
You just condemned it, though, Mike.
and they
Well,
could
when it
be
comes
in.
to
the-
They could be in
you-
because of the tournament.
Yeah.
Bracketology. I'm talking about submitting a
Doing
sheet
a bracket.
and doing a pool.
Yeah, I haven't done a
But
bracket.
the
don't
beauty
do
of it
that.
is the people that are the sports
I'll-
experts never get it right.
I'll watch the games.
Yeah.
I love when it's a St. Peter's or a St.
Last
Mary
year
or
was
some
brilliant,
Saint.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
right at the start, you had Fairleigh Dickinson knock off freaking Purdue. I mean, Purdue was, the number 2 team, I think, overall in the tournament or whatever. And Fairleigh Dickinson beats them and throws everything into a state of chaos.
I love that. I love. It's like fairly. Instead of
FAU
Fairleigh Dickinson,
got by.
fairly
I mean,
amazing.
because of
Yeah.
that,
And
yeah.
instead of is FAU kidding me? I mean, it's
Look,
great.
St.
It's
Peters make it to the finals.
pearly gates.
I think they're in the
knocking
eights,
at
yeah.
the door. I mean, it's great. I do
Is Sister
like.
Jean still alive?
Yes, she was at a game
think
last
she
week.
is.
Because
They
I
showed her at
lost a
game
bet
last
last night at 7:23 of the State of the Union address.
Yeah.
I lost $50 because I bet that Joe Biden wouldn't make it that long without fainting,
That what?
without passing out.
I bet, you're the type of guy that would probably have Sister
even though I'm a
Jean
Biden voter, but
stop. Sister Jean in the Deadpool? Yes
Oh,
or
yeah, he
no? Do
wanted
you
Sister
have
Jean bad.
Sister Jean in the Deadpool?
No, but I did do some research, and it turned out that Sister Jean owned a brothel in Las Vegas at one point, just to the west of the Bunny Ranch. That was as raunchy as any Las Vegas establishment that you will ever find. And then she reformed and found God and became Sister Jean. But before that, believe me, this woman was no bargain.
Well, it's like, you know what? I don't even want to go down this road, but
We haven't even started the contest, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, what's up with the
30 minutes into
contest,
the
man?
show.
Let's hear this contest.
thank you for steering me
You have
back.
some closed
It's a
restaurant. What do you
reality.
got, man?
Yeah, I do. As a
All
He
matter
right,
says it
of
is a
very good.
restaurant that no one will ever.
I hope it's one
This is
of
going to be a hard one.
at least Tony's heard
Now,
of it.
last one, I think food lovers should have known Michelle Bernstein, and she had a restaurant named
Everybody knows
Mishy's.
Michelle Bernstein. I don't know
Yeah,
about the rest.
But Mishy's, a lot of people got it. Some
Yeah.
people had the wrong restaurant. This week, we're going to kind of pay tribute to one of her disciples, a protege who worked with Michelle Bernstein at Azul, who then went on to run her own restaurant in West Palm Beach, and that's getting to it now. But
Beth Bernstein? No.
the name of the chef, which we can mention,
Mhm.
was Lindsay Autry.
Okay.
But we will get into that in a minute.
All
Again, it's time for the contest, Sunday brunch giveaway here at 10 Palms. Email the answer to the restaurant trivia questions along with your horse selection. It's going to be a big one. Numbers 1 through 15, because we've got some also eligibles. It's a big field in the contest race this week. And along, you're going to also send your NBA tiebreaker pick, which is now our favorite way of breaking the ties. And you're going to send all those 3 components. Again, a horse number or name, and the restaurant name, and the NBA winning pick and margin to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, Saturday, March 8th, not 1 o'clock. Noon tomorrow is the cutoff time.
Yep.
All right. So this week's contest race is Saturday's. You know, there's a couple of stakes races on the card, but both of them are 8-horse fields with heavy favorites, and that's no fun. So I went diabolical by going to the 11th race here at Gulfstream.
Okay.
Again, the 11th race is a maiden special weight race for 3-year-olds, promising 3-year-olds going a mile on the turf. Post time scheduled for 5:06 p.m. And again, it's a full field going forward. There's numbers 1 through 12, which are in, and then there's also some also eligibles, 13, 14, 15. What happens if you're picking also eligible that scratches? You get the post-time favorite. Bonus edition for you people watching the show. You know, if you want to just get the post-time favorite, just throw in the
pick one
number
of the randoms,
14. They'll probably scratch, and then you get the post-time favorite. But again, 1
Just
through
pick
15.
the favorite at that
Why not
point.
just
That's
pick
it.
the favorite?
Yeah.
And well, because sometimes the favorites change. You know, in
Oh.
tomorrow's race,
So you
we
may wanna
have
hook up at
one
the
horse
favorite.
is listed, let's say, at 7-2,
And the favorites no
and
fun.
another
Come
one
on,
is
man.
listed at 4-1. So
Tell them to
it's like,
pick a long shot.
all right, 1 through 15,
Yes.
the 11th race.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
The
tiebreaker.
favorite's not winning that race. I'm going to bet
Tiebreaker.
against the favorite.
Tiebreaker game is the Saturday primetime ABC game between the Boston Celtics, we'll pronounce it Celtics this week because it's St. Patty's Day, and the Phoenix Suns.
Who do you like in that one?
Well,
Where's the game?
I don't know. I think it's
I
at
think it's in
Phoenix.
Phoenix,
I
yeah.
think it's at Phoenix. Boston at Phoenix, and just send in the winning team and the margin. Say, for example, the Suns by 6 or Celtics by 13.
Suns by 6.
All right. If multiple people have all 3 components right, then there's a tiebreaker out of the hat on Monday's show from Shenanigans.
Did Sarni send in any suggestion in terms
I haven't
of
heard from
Anyone heard
Sarni.
from
what
I
Sarni?
should
hope
be
he's
the
okay.
tiebreaker?
Is he okay?
What's
I
up
haven't
with
gotten
this guy?
any of the
We're
Sarni
gonna-
texts
we're
this
gonna-
week.
He had some minor procedure done all of a sudden after all this major
I'm
stuff.
actually concerned about
That's
it.
when
When you
you
get
worry.
to a certain point,
Yeah, yeah.
Defo, there's no such thing
It
as
was
a minor procedure.
No,
Yeah.
that's not a joke. Like I
It's
haven't
not a
heard from
joke.
him.
We will.
Like I'm
get in
actually
touch.
concerned about
We
freaking
will
Sarni.
send out search parties and hopefully.
I haven't got
hear
my
from Jim
my.
Sarni.
Did
Yeah, I
you check
haven't
the
heard back from
volleyball
Sarni.
NAIA championships yesterday?
Yeah.
Like no, I didn't.
It was
Wow.
Division 5 women's
I
rugby
haven't gotten any
taking
texts. I'm
place.
sort of
Probably
missing him.
I
enthralled.
believe
in-
the teams out west really were going to be dominant in
I'm
that.
hoping he's enthralled in conversation with all the
One of
nurses
the
on
nurses,
his
yeah,
floor.
that's his
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh man, it's taking us a long time to get here,
What's
but
clue
again,
number 1?
and if you win the contest, you get a brunch package for 2 right here. at
Yeah,
Gulfstream
don't
Park.
forget, if you win the contest, you get to come here.
Yes,
Come here
this
on a
place is
Sunday.
fantastic.
all
The brunch
day,
is amazing.
all
buffet.
day.
They don't throw you out after 2 hours.
We got a
You get
Hall of Fame broadcaster to do that.
Yeah.
There you
Unbelievable, man.
1 mimosa each that's
Yeah.
comped included
Tax
in your
and tip
winning
is also
deal.
included.
I'm just trying to keep
and
my
tip.
point.
And if you want to order some more drinks throughout the day, that's going to be on you.
Yeah, it's
along
gonna
with
Imagine
the
if Bernie
additional-
Rosen was directing this show.
Oh my God!
Would he
Oh,
pull
my
his
God,
hair
man.
out?
No,
Just
he would have
pull his
already.
hair out.
There would have been piano wire around Mayo's neck by
What
now.
would
yeah.
Bernie have done if he saw me take that big bite yesterday of the what was it? the
That he
moon
would have
pie?
liked, yeah, because that's
You know
show
what's my
business, yeah.
favorite is Kevin from Batch. I get like a message on Facebook, and he's like, "You guys are the best," and I'm like, what is this in regard to? I'm like, to the Big Bite? I'm like, okay. He's like, it makes my day. I'm like, at least that's one of us.
How about he big
I'm
bited
like-
a moon pie
I'm
before he
like-
had the meatball sub?
I'm like, it's definitely something. He's like, oh, there's nothing like it. I'm like,
And then he's
I-
talking about losing weight
I
on the
gotta-
same show.
I gotta say, the highlight of basically the last year was taking a big bite at Max's Grill and having Burt Rappaport pull out his phone and start
That was
taking
a
a
highlight.
and
Yeah.
posting it as a
That was
video
classic.
reel on his IG. He submitted to Let's Eat. I wouldn't let it go on there. That was just too much.
all the restaurateurs love it.
Um,
All right, clue number 1.
all right,
All right,
thank you for
that
this
was clue
week's.
number 1. So what was it?
Where are we at now? It's
He hasn't done any clues.
136
He's
for
not the
this
one clue.
week's contest. We continue the celebration of Women's History Month with another bygone restaurant that was run by a talented woman chef.
Oh, yes,
Ready for the
Women's
first
Month, right?
clue?
March
Yeah.
Women's Month.
I'm mixing it up this week. I'm giving the really convoluted, weird Mayo clue number 1. Okay.
Okay.
This Southern themed restaurant in West Palm Beach never hosted an NCAA tournament bracket, but it did feature favorites from the chef's native state of North Carolina that would have made any Tar Heel or Duke Blue Devil proud, including deviled eggs, house-made pimento cheese, fried chicken, biscuits, and warm tomato pie.
No clue.
No clue.
NC.
This Southern-themed restaurant in West Palm Beach never hosted an NCAA tournament
Palm
bracket,
Beach, you're already a little out there.
Yeah.
but it did
Yeah.
feature favorites from the chef's native North Carolina that would have made any Tar Heel or Blue Devil proud, including deviled eggs, house-made pimento cheese, fried chicken.
Were
biscuits,
were
and
you
warm
high when
tomato
you
pie.
wrote this clue?
Possibly.
What are
Possibly.
the other clues?
Possibly chase elements.
What on
Number
earth
2.
is going on with you? Who could figure that one out?
Okay,
That
I don't
was
want
the
anybody
good.
to say the name,
That
but
was the easy clue.
when you see those brackets,
No, that
what
wasn't the easy clue.
when
That
they
was a
go
convoluted one. That was
to
the
the
weird
different places before you get to the final 4. Do you know
Yes.
what those are called? Don't say the word. Don't say the word.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. So that's the. There you go.
one. Okay, I don't know.
This
Give another
restaurant opened in 2016 and shuttered last year after
I
garnering.
still have no idea what it is, but it narrows it down.
I'll tell you on the next break. The restaurant opened in 2016, shuttered last year, but not before garnering chef owner Lindsay Autry 3 consecutive semifinalist nominations as Best Chef in the South in the annual James Beard Awards.
Tony,
So-
you know every upscale, high class person in town,
I don't know.
including in the Palm Beaches.
Palm
Do you
Beach,
have
yeah,
any
I don't know
idea after
Palm
2
Beach.
clues
I don't know
where
Palm
we're
Beach
at
well.
here? I mean, we're not
People
talking about
who
Denny's.
follow the local restaurant scene would know this.
I'm not
restaurant,
saying they
would have
won't get it
been to
there.
this restaurant.
Our listeners
Those
and
who are
watchers are
mo-
great.
Is there an
Cultured-
alternative set of clues?
I don't understand
more
this.
cultured
For
audience
another
members if they've gone to the Kravis Center for the Performing Arts in West Palm Beach.
I go there all
This
the time. man.
This was a
Okay.
favorite stop for a restaurant for eating meals before going to a show
To
at
the Kravitz Center?
Kravis Center.
Kravis.
It's
The one
not
in West
Jacob
Palm.
Javits.
Oh, I thought it was
Or Lenny
Kravitz.
Kravitz.
Kravis.
I've
Lenny
been there.
Kravitz.
I've been there. I don't remember going to any restaurants.
Of
around
course
there.
not. It was also close to the. There's a
Is this a
downtown
clue?
area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there
the
another
clues?
clue? I
How many
mean,
Trying to
uh,
get the trains to run on time. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something.
Lindsay
do
Or
you
she
have
was
an
a chef.
alternative restaurant?
While she was chef at this restaurant, she got 3 consecutive nominations as semifinalist, best chef in the South,
Oh,
while
wow.
she was helming the kitchen at this
Tony, that
restaurant.
So
should
it's
give it
well
away.
known. Like if
But
you're into
it's
food,
not
it's
an
a well-known
NCAA
restaurant.
bracket stop.
Okay.
Okay, Autry, a former Top Chef contestant, once worked for Michelle Bernstein at Azul in Miami, and now Lindsay Autry can be found at her new restaurant in Palm Beach Gardens that's named Honeybell.
Okay.
But the other West Palm Beach restaurant where she made her biggest mark also featured some flavors of her family's Greek and Mediterranean heritage, and it also was awarded 4 stars by a Sun Sentinel reviewer, but it wasn't me. It was
Oh,
a
wow.
woman who sometimes covered the Palm Beach market.
All right.
And, but it was a really good restaurant. I got in there only once, but it was
Does
nice.
anybody know it, Lubie, on the channel?
I don't know.
They're
We'll
good
find
about
out.
not putting it there.
Okay.
So again, send the name of the restaurant along with a horse for the 11th race, winner of the 11th
One
race.
I think if they
1
got the
through
restaurant
15.
this week, that would be enough. No.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, definitely.
You'd be
And then you got to pick
Well, you just go to Google.
how
and
many
put Lindsay
points
Autry,
Porzingis is
and
going to
then-
have in the Celtics
This is
game
why-
against the
Put the
Bucks
chef's name
this
in
Sunday.
Google,
I mean,
it'll
what
give
the
you the
hell?
This is why our audience is much more
Yeah, the audience, I think, is going to get
than
it.
than you.
We're just
They know if they just
lay
Google
people.
Lindsay Autry,
Yeah.
West Palm Beach restaurant,
It'll
they'll get
come
the
up.
winner.
It'll
They'll
come
get the
You just gave it away.
Did I tell the name
No,
of the
you
restaurant?
didn't.
Oh, good.
No, they don't
No,
know that.
Lindsay Autry, West Palm Beach. Those are the Google.
Yeah,
terms.
they'll figure it out.
they'll figure it out.
You mentioned some of this stuff. Yeah.
All right, let's take our second break, but not
Yes.
before talking about our friends at Batch.
Lisa said
New
said
Southern-
terrible clues.
I'm gonna blame it
She
on the
plays
gummy
every
I'm-
week.
I'm
Like weak clues to an unknown place
Yeah.
that nobody would know.
Whatever.
It's
He
one
knows
thing
he
to
has
have
Google
lousy
in his
clues to a
pocket,
place
that's
like,
why.
everybody knows
It's
McDonald's.
all
or whatever,
Defo's
yeah.
fault. All
He knows
those.
he has Google in his pocket, so that's why he got away with it.
Batch. We stopped into Batch yesterday after our show.
Get outta
with
here. No.
Ben and Ed.
Good for
Ran
you.
into Brandon. They are doing really well there at Batch New Southern
Nice.
Kitchen and
That's what I
Tap.
like to hear. That's great.
525. They had a great Whiskey Wednesday this past week where they had an
Nice.
educational class of Sazerac rye. They had a whole group in there. They're also doing other kinds of things. They had a big, I guess it was a veterinary group. They do involve
Yeah,
with,
events. They're doing a lot of-
pets and pet
and they're great with
rescue.
charities. Yeah, they're great with charities.
They are really kicking it forward on the weekend brunch. They said, I was talking to Zach, the bartender. We had a couple of nice cocktails in there yesterday, including the pecan infused
I
whiskey,
love
that
that
whiskey
whiskey.
sour.
Oof.
It was great. My friend Ben had they don't call it an old fashioned, they call it a new fashioned. They use a smoked bourbon. It's really delicious.
Nice.
But Zach was telling us that the weekend brunch scene has really picked up since we started doing the shows and started doing some of the
We
streaming.
deserve all
So-
the credit.
so they-
100% of the credit. It's all because of Mike Mayo's.
well, also Shirley doing her nice Instagram post.
sure,
But,
my wife as well.
we're
What did
getting
you drink?
we're getting the lunchbox bounce. We love to see that.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
did you drink?
Yesterday, I had one of those pecan sour whiskey sours, and then I had a new fashioned one of those bourbon drinks. So I had
Nice.
two nice brown liquor drinks. Got me going for the rest of the day. It was very good. And again, it was wonderful because it was they have happy hour from 4 to 6. We got in there for a little bit of a happy
Also,
hour.
then the live
action.
music. Then you should have been there
Live
with
music,
live music.
starts at 6 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We were a
Nice.
little early for that,
Oh,
but
okay.
they did have happy hour going where you get the $7 bites and the
Yeah.
good drink specials. And again, the Saturday, Sunday brunch, they have the bottomless cocktail program along with great. The
food's
dishes
great.
there is
The
great. We're going to
brunch
be in there next Thursday,
Nice.
and we're going to be having a grand
Where's
old time.
a batch on 17th
Thank
Street?
you. No, 525.
You
North
need to come
Federal
down
Highway.
there, Tony.
Okay.
525
You would
North
really like
Federal
this place,
Highway,
yeah.
right on that central corridor, Flagler Village, Victoria Park on either
I'll
side,
come.
and free parking in the garage of the apartment building right on the side street there, Fifth Terrace. Go in there, you get 4 hours of free parking, and they can have a great time, happy hour, dinner, lunch, weekend brunch, batch. Tell them the lunchbox sent you.
All right, we're coming back. More here. It's great. 10 Palms, Gulfstream Park.
What-
Tony, every time I come in
It's a
here,
gorgeous
I mean,
day.
it unlocks a bank of memories that is just unbelievable.
You and I met
The
here.
many, many times that we've been here over the years, covering different things. You got the
Tings. so
Florida
many tings.
Derby coming up,
Get the
which is
flamingo
going to be
coming
great.
up.
The Fountain of Youth had the chalk win, but you're always looking for maybe a Derby horse coming out of this 3-year-old scene here. Great place to be. Joe Beja, dynamite job. Got to give compliments. I don't know, Mayo. Chicken parm is up there now.
Yeah,
Up
do a nice
there,
job.
and the things that we need to order when we come
Angel
to 10
hair,
Palms.
very well cooked.
Yeah,
For
the cooked
Angel
good.
hair
It's
is
not
perfectly
mush.
prepared. If you were going to complain about angel hair, you wouldn't be
It's not
complaining about
much.
that
They
one.
did a good job.
And we'll be back with more of Mike Mayo's Degenerate Lunchbox in a moment.
For Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox. Here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In garlic we trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com.
All right, we're back on the Lunchbox at 10 Palms, Gulfstream Park. We got action. I think Pat Utter just hit
Pat
himself
Utter,
a
look
nice
at him.
shot.
I mean, he's jumping up and down, man.
He's you got to like when you go at a racetrack and people are hooting and
Yeah,
hollering
hollering
and
it.
jumping.
And you're not.
And I'm
And there's another Roman.
and
Again,
there's
Safi Joseph signing.
He's a regular up here at 10 Palms. a
Leading
great
trainer here, beating Fletcher.
Leading trainer at the winter meet. Safi Joseph, based here in South Florida year round, and loves
He
to
owes it
hang
all to
out.
the Lunchbox. He loves it that we
So
come
we
out here
haven't
every
had him
Friday.
on. I'll
Yeah.
have to chat him up one day and try to get him on the show.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've never spoken to this guy. Have you?
He's good. He's from one of the islands, right? Or
Yeah.
Barbados, or
I don't know. I thought that was one of the bigger screw jobs in sports history when all of a sudden they blamed him for everything that was going on
well,
at the Kentucky Derby
what happened
and,
was
and
a couple of
suspended
his
him
horses.
for an inordinate period of time, even though, I mean, this was just unbelievably bizarre
Yeah,
bad luck.
you're right.
You know, that happened.
Two of his horses broke down while training on the week leading up to the Kentucky
Yeah.
Derby. I think one of them had a heart issue and had a heart attack. These things happen with horses, just as we see it with young athletes sometimes. And well-conditioned college athletes have some congenital heart defect, and so it happens with horses too. The sad part was that 2 things happened the same week when the sport is under really greater scrutiny now than ever. And for some reason, I don't know if something that triggered the authorities up in Churchill Downs to give him a suspension. I don't know if it's under appeal. I don't know what the status
No,
of
he's
but
back in the
but it
good
co-
graces of everybody.
Okay, because
Yeah.
it besmirched his name. It ruins
Yeah.
a person's reputation.
Well,
when
you
that
always
happens.
you never hear the retraction, right? I mean, some athlete gets accused of some kind of sexual abuse or whatever, and you never see when he was totally absolved of guilt. That's a very small headline
Mhm.
as compared to if it's a
When he
celebrity
has
guy.
it.
No, it's like when you
Uh,
won your case on appeal. You never heard about the appeal.
Nothing.
wait,
Yeah, never.
Actually, yeah, well, we
I
won.
can't believe I bet Biden to not even make it through 723 of the speech.
The man has more vibrancy than it.
He
I,
was
I,
violent.
I took the under, and I really feel ashamed of myself.
There
Thank you, Joe, for hanging in there.
is sometimes a narrative takes hold that is based on
Trump had the under.
Oh, well done.
I mean, he probably was booking all the action on
So
the
I know
under,
Joe's
yeah.
not here, but Lisa was asking.
is Joe coming this week? By the way, I thought
was gonna
Joe
ask you.
Beja
You know
was
more
in
than I
the
do.
house.
You're in charge.
Lisa was asking when are we doing our next brunch bash, and
Right.
that's something we
Thank
do
you.
need to talk to Joe about whenever we
do
do
need
see
to
him
talk
next.
about it. I would like to do.
Because a bunch of people have been
another
asking me
brunch
about
bash.
that actually.
I think we were getting through prime racing
Yeah,
season
there's a
here.
lot
It's a
going
little bit difficult, especially
The Florida Derby's coming
the
up.
weeks leading up. Florida Derby is going to be the last Saturday in March,
So
March
maybe in
30th.
April, maybe early
We have
April.
got also another Taste of the Track event that day. They're going to do a high-end Taste of the Track with premium wines and food selection in conjunction with the Florida Derby. I don't know if they're going to have a hat contest, a derby contest. for
They
the
usually
Derby.
do. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
they do.
that's a highlight.
The
No
women
doubt
and,
about
it.
people do a great
Don't
job of that.
forget, they've got the Saturday morning.
When the ladies are all dressed up at the track, there's nothing like
Yeah,
it.
it's fantastic.
Nothing like it, right?
Saturday morning, a brunch on the backside. You come here, meet in the walking ring, or actually in the breezeway. They have a buffet
That is
breakfast
worth it.
for families, and then they'll take you on a tour in a little tram of the
If-
backside. You see the different
If you're a father,
horses and trainers. It's great.
if you're a father especially, and you're looking for something to do with your kids, Saturday morning or Sunday morning.
Saturday morning.
Oh, the breakfast hour.
Saturday
It's great,
morning.
yeah.
I
You come
think-
out to the backside, you get to see the horses.
I believe you said it's 7:30. You just assemble there in the breezeway.
Yeah, you don't
where
have
we
to
used
give them a
do
heads
your
up. You can just
show
come.
every
Just
week.
come.
It's
You
one
can
of
just come.
sports' most majestic
It
scenes
is. It is.
that you can
It
have
is.
access to.
It
The
is.
morning workouts at the racetrack. Fantastic scene.
All good. And of course, we've also got, we're going to try to see about maybe doing sometime in April, a Sunday in April where we'll get together again for our brunch bet. Look at this man. Money bags. He's got. Are you going to make it rain?
Taking complete command of the entire thing.
How about
Jesus.
some
Oh,
Irish rain? Just throw those Benjis all over the place and I'll scoop them up. Look at that. We've got people taking pics, people cashing tickets. What was it, a 20? Yeah, send that to Pat. That's good. There you go. That's the
Nice.
man.
Nice.
I love it. He
Nice,
comes.
yeah.
This is the whole fun, and
Yeah.
we're hopefully going to have our Sunday brunch gathering where not only
Early
contest
April.
winners
We can
can
do
come
early
out
April.
comped, but we do offer a discounted
Reduced rate.
price, usually $10 off the regular brunch.
You can't
price,
beat that.
$45. We'll talk with our
Can we
man
can
Joe.
we promote a Meet Tony Segreto
Yeah,
at this
do
thing?
that.
Meet
Yeah.
Tony Segreto.
Yeah, we could do a meet and
Tony
Segreto.
Who?
We're going to look at our calendars,
you're
but,
legendary.
probably
Legend.
a
Early
Sunday.
April sounds
Sunday
nice
in
if he's
April that
able to do
doesn't
it.
either conflict with your vacations
High
or
holidays,
my
yeah.
vacations, and I've got college tour trips coming up with
Yep,
my
yep.
daughter. It's going to be a little
We'll
bit.
figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Sometime in
Okay,
April.
But thank
We're
you. I'm
targeting
glad
April.
there's still interest. Last time it was fantastic. We did it in the fall.
Yep.
We had like 55 people out
Yep.
here,
Well, a
Did
few
you
people have
really?
been asking me. We've had a lot of people asking about it. I just
and,
didn't want
and
to
I
push it
gave
with
my
Joe.
usual rousing welcome speech.
No, you're very good at that.
You did.
I have to give it to you. I
Yeah.
would not have anticipated you being that good.
Yeah,
at
he's
being
that good.
like an MC
He
where
is-
you're
he
trying
is-
to inspire people.
He is that good.
I get him going.
He's
And
right. He's right. Tony, you're the
Just
best at it.
Remind
but,
me not to take any of his supplements,
Gummies, yeah.
because otherwise I'll break into the Diddlini song again.
but that was classic. It really was. It really was great.
You want me to do the
No.
Cavatappi song?
No.
It's
No.
Why don't we-
tap dancing.
Why don't we talk about the Lucky
Dog?
Dog some more?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. So last night I missed out on a seat in the.
Oh, you didn't do it
satellite
then. That's why you
tournament.
got screwed.
10 seats were up for grabs, a 98-person field, down to the final 14. So I'm 4 seats away. And you know what I'm thinking, Defo? I'm
I need
thinking,
a Lucky Dog. Yeah.
Shoot, I didn't.
I need
get
the
a
one I
chance
have
to
for
get
that.
my
My
lucky
lunch, the
dog.
one.
He needs the one. And I drank too much. I had too many cocktails. I was off balance. My blood sugar was low. I needed that hot dog to get me thinking right. I made a bad play. I got punished for it. I got sent out the door in 14th place with 10 seats on the line for this big
Oh, man.
$500,000 tournament.
Right there.
Nobody wants to hear my sob stories.
Knocking
They want
on
to
the door.
see Pat Utter dancing around with his winnings.
We want to see
He's
Joe
Joe
Beja.
And look
I
at
missed Pat. I sent you a fill
it's
in.
a party this week.
We're talking about
Beja.
Joe Beja.
It's funny because Pat came in to see me on
Look at this
Sunday
one, Tony.
about arranging for an event at the
Needed to hang
Carousel
on to
Club.
my lungs.
And then I told him that we always do this here. He goes, I'm going to stop by this Friday. I said, you go right ahead, which worked out because my 1 o'clock meeting extended.
Yeah.
Went late.
So he filled in. He goes, I'm here. I'm like, oh, I'm on my way. On my way.
Pat came on. We got Defo
the
went
one.
out to bet the pick
Got the
5.
one.
at
I need this
Aqueduct.
one to hang on
He
for my
needs the
lungs.
one dog. It's a little
For
early
my
there.
lungs. No, they're turning for home, man.
Yeah, but at the 16th pole, you know it always happens, Defo.
No, don't bury me here, Mayo,
All
with
right,
this
let,
four
let
pig.
Defo have his degeneracy.
Just let this
Joe
one
Beja,
go.
What's going on this week? We talked a
Let
little
this
bit
one
about
go,
later in the
Tony.
month. First of all, how
Oh,
did
he's
everything?
strong.
Let this
I
one
thought
go.
Tacos Tequila went great. I think
he's
Lubie
dying.
loved it.
Oh, he's
We had a
dying.
great
He's
turnout. We
strong.
sold out all 350
He's
tickets.
strong.
Calm down.
It's not done
Calm
yet.
down.
And
Wait,
Come on,
all right,
Tony.
let's root on
Here we go.
Defo.
He's strong.
What time?
He's holding
He's
on.
strong.
No,
The
don't
floor
say
is
it.
coming.
Don't
I
say
don't
it.
think there's any way he
Don't
loses.
say it.
I don't think there's any
Don't
way.
say it, Joe
extending
Beja.
by an open length. Gonna call that
Yeah.
almost
There you
2-length
go.
victory for the one. What do you cash? Everybody's cashing.
I
Nice.
cash everything. I cash it all.
That is
You,
awesome.
We love
I've
having
got the
fun.
key to
I
the
feel like I
city
sat
right
down
now.
right
The
in
key to the
time.
city.
Yeah, and
So, but Tacos Tequila was great. And gearing up for the end of the month will be our wine and derby event.
right. Is there any
uh,
hat contest? I was wondering, like in conjunction
We
somewhere
are,
on the ground.
we are not doing a hat contest this year.
Oh,
Carousel
man.
Club may be doing one. Let me
Okay.
double check out Carousel
Okay.
Club. But on our particular property, we are not.
Mhm.
But
Here's to the
cheers
one.
to you guys.
Here's
Cheers
to
to
the one.
I saw the one horse. I'm empty-handed,
Oh,
but
man.
I will cheer you. I like the name Embrace
Tony
Gal,
almost
huh?
had me when he said he's home.
Yeah.
I was like,
All right,
Nice.
Defo. Defo is
great job with the chicken
reveling
parm
in-
and the angel hair pasta. You got by one of the most discriminating critics when it comes to angel hair pasta, Mike Mayo.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
said,
usually
"Oh,
comes
it's
out overcooked
usually
at
lousy."
restaurants.
Okay.
Any restaurant, even like
glad to
he
hear
didn't
that.
mention Runway, but he said it was
Oh, I mean,
excellent.
Runways. I love
He said
their.
it was
Nothing
excellent.
comes out
I
bad
love
at
their
Runway.
chicken
Don't
There you
vodka
go.
parm.
Exactly.
Don't ever speak ill of Anthony Bruno, Pat Marzano,
No.
Mark
Who would I
Falsetto.
be
No.
to speak ill of
that-
Anthony Bruno?
But that
I mean, what are you
chicken
talking
vodka parm at Runway is great, though. I mean,
Oh,
I've
it's
never
unreal, yeah.
seen a chicken parm piece that's so big they cut it up with a pizza cutter.
Right.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
they
I've
do.
never seen that
That's a big chicken
before.
parm.
I mean, that is by far dinner and lunch the
Yeah.
next day.
Very good.
You know, have some Italian bread at home, and then you got your little stuff a
What I
cutlet
love
hoagie.
about Joe B, he gets around. He posts on Let's
He-
Eat
he-
South
he's
Florida.
a
What did he
fan.
put?
He's
He
a
put
fan.
something up this
Yeah.
past week.
I went to Three Sons on Monday for the Detroit
Oh,
pizza
the Detroit pizza.
because I
is
bumped
good.
into
Yeah.
Corey at an event.
Corey Artanis is
And
great.
he's amazing. And he's just like, oh, you got to come on Mondays for the Detroit pizza. I said, I was there last Monday. I didn't have an appetite, but I'll go back again this time around. Tommy, the GM here, he and I, we
Yep.
always like to go on Monday afternoons. I catch him in the afternoon before he has to pick up the kids from daycare. So we go for like a little mid-afternoon day drinking, couple of beers, a Detroit
They have
pizza.
great
and-
IPAs, and
Oh, they do.
that Detroit pizza looked great. I'm going to get in there on Monday.
Where's
So,
this?
Three Sons Brewing, I'm actually going to be there for happy hour. It's a tradition. Me and my neighbor and my poker buddy Dan, every Friday, 5 p.m. If you want to come out and say
Yeah.
hi to Mike Mayo. Three
But-
Sons is at 236 South Federal Highway. I'm sorry, North Federal Highway in Dania Beach.
Correct.
one of
On
the-
your way to the airport, if you're heading north on Federal
Talk
Highway,
about-
it's like with the giant orange
Yep.
outside at shopping center.
Yeah, Alex's
Would you-
Flamingo Groves is
Yes.
there, but they do a great job. Their food is great. They have Weenie Wednesdays now, Defo.
Oh,
Maybe
nice.
me and you
With a
can
hot
go
dog
for a little
menu.
Weenie Wednesday.
I
and
tell
have
you
some-
what, you have me
Chicago.
really craving a hot dog somewhere.
But their Detroit pizza is fantastic. I mean, the history, I love the whole history
Yeah.
about, food
yeah,
and so
the
forth.
metal
With the metal
pan.
pans that we use for the car parts, the nuts and screws, they wouldn't get lost
There's
originally.
a small tavern in Detroit where the guy decided to make a pizza, but all he had was one of those they called the blue steel trays that they used in the
Correct.
on the auto assembly lines.
Yep.
And I guess I hope they cleaned it out of all the WD-40.
Yeah, exactly.
Although
WD-40.
it kind of lets the pizza not stick so much, I
Yeah.
guess. But it's a great pie. I love that style.
Yeah,
I love
that's it.
all pizza.
And they name them all after cars. You have the Mustang, the Cutlass, the
Yeah.
Roadrunner. I mean, then it's all varies. So of course, with Detroit pizza, you have the cheese first, then you have the toppings, then the sauce, and so it's different.
This man gets around. I love the fact that you go around and then you'll put a dish on the menu here that you like at some of the local restaurants, like the Orchetti that you found at the Catherine, and all the French fries and the clam chowder and all that. But again, you were saying later in the month you've got the high end taste of the track. and
Correct. It's
that's-
a little on the higher end because we are pouring wines from Napa Valley, Oregon. So it's a wine and derby, and we'll be doing some nice carving stations as well. So it's a little more on the higher end. We'll be carving pastrami and giving you little rolls. You can make a little sandwich, and
It's going to be great.
carving up a whole fish.
Plus
and
a
there's
full
other items.
card of top quality racing. I
Correct.
think there's like 7 or 8 stakes races on the card that they culminating with the Florida Derby.
Correct.
Some really
Well, we're having a tough time with Mayo. I need your opinion on this, though. New Orleans food, okay?
Love it.
The Lucky Dog.
Have
Are
you
you
ever
a fan
tried
of
a
the Lucky
Lucky
Dog?
hot dog?
No,
It's
never
just
tried the
Not a
casino
fan of the
hot dog.
Lucky Dog.
Lucky,
all right.
how come no
You
one's,
know,
no
New
one's ever
Orleans
tried
is
it?
known for, shrimp and crawfish etouffee.
Etouffee,
It's known for a
exactly.
lot of fancy
Known
stuff,
for
yeah.
Or even casual,
jambalaya.
But there
Yeah,
is a
casual.
time
The
at 3
muffaletta,
a.m.
the
You're
po' boy.
3 a.m.
drunk out of your mind.
Either
If you don't
big-
eat something, you're going to
either a
throw up. And if you
beignet
do
or a
eat
Lucky
something, you're
Dog.
going to throw up.
Right.
So it may as well be a Lucky Dog. And it's the perfect thing at that time.
They say it's a tradition
It's
since
a signature dish,
1948.
yeah.
It's
Huh.
a hot
I've never,
dog. It
hot
has,
dog on a stick.
He
they have-
panned it, and then he actually mentioned Skyline Chili in the same sentence.
well, I had a chili cheese
As the Lucky
dog,
Dog.
a Lucky Dog, because he kept raving about it. I had one at the airport with Val, and we threw it out after 2 bites. So.
there you go. Wow.
But he would have eaten it. He
Nice.
admitted he would have eaten the whole thing if he
Val
wasn't with
there.
Val.
I would have eaten the whole thing. Instead, we went to another restaurant in the airport. They've really upgraded the airport.
I saw you.
there.
Oh, I saw you put that picture.
Yeah,
Uh,
that it was a beautiful. Well, it was like a shrimp remoulade.
You're getting
with
on a
the
Spirit
fried
Airlines flight. You don't want the shrimp remoulade.
No,
You want a Lucky Dog, so
But
you
when you're in
can
the airport, I mean,
gross out the
to get
people
good
behind
food
you
in
the
the
entire
airport
Fort
is
flight.
Lauderdale
amazing.
Airport has upgraded.
They have.
big time.
Fort
Yeah,
Lauderdale's
big time.
upgraded. New Orleans has
New
a
Orleans
whole
is
new. They built
vastly
a whole new
updated.
airport.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they've got really good restaurants.
And
in there.
Nashville always impresses
Nashville
me. Their
has some
airport
good
has a
stuff.
lot of great, like they have a Hattie
All good.
B's and a few other
All good. Hey,
restaurants in there.
so if people want to go to the Taste of the Track on Saturday, March 30th, where do they go, Joe?
Right to our website, www.gulfstreampark.com. Tickets are $125 and $175 for the VIP, which gets you in an hour earlier, seating closer to the window, and possibly a few surprises by the wine vendors.
Excellent. Question,
nice.
Joe. Our fans on the chat line are wondering, can we get back in and do a Sunday brunch buffet, a brunch bash, a lunchbox brunch bash.
Absolutely.
I know we were waiting for peak season and the whole, it's a crazy month between the Florida Derby and 2 events up there in the Flamingo Room. But maybe we're looking at sometime in April for
All right.
a Sunday
Perfect.
lunchbox brunch bash. We have a couple of contest winners out there. You know who you are that still haven't given me your dates, and why don't you hold off? We'll do it a whole brunch bash. We can get some contest winners in. We can get some other viewers will pay the discounted rate. I'm sure you'll give us a nice rate, maybe $10 off the usual fee.
That is correct.
Okay,
We'll
so
do
it'll
that.
be $45 for the people who want to come out. We'll figure out a date. We'll announce it next week. We'll huddle with Joe. Meantime, we got to take our final break of the day. Is that right, Lubie? We got one more left. We'll let Joe go, but first we'll talk about our friends at the Delaware Chicken and Seafood Market. Again, the weekend is here. If you're going to do any home grilling, entertaining, Delaware Chicken and Seafood is the place to go for the finest and freshest in the steaks, seafood, poultry. Don't forget those turkey legs that Tony loves so much, the sausages that he loves so much, the dips. If you want
dips.
to get your fish and salmon.
I'm stopping there on the way home.
Dip. Yeah, why not? It's at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. It's been there since, the 1950s. Current location since 1962. Doug Carter, his whole crew will take great care of you. Selection, value, price, quality, efficiency. They've got it all. Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
The soups. Don't forget the soups.
The soups. Sleep on that turkey chili. That was good.
Man. Joe, you would love this. All right, coming back. Wrap up Gulfstream Park edition, 10 Palms.
Thanks, Joe.
Sensational performance today by Joe Beja and company. And
for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch on weekends. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. Great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting. Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova, or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there. Tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
Right. What a fabulous week it was. I won a poker tournament. Pat Utter is cashing big
I love it.
trifecta tickets. He's making it rain. He's showing off all his big bills. We've got
That's
Defo.
great.
I'm up.
Are you
I'm good.
You hit, or is it alive? in a
I
pick five?
cashed a good ticket. If the one who's 3-2 wins this race, I'm really in good shape because I would have.
Now he's going deep down.
Very
It was
generous.
very,
Yeah,
very
very
chalky
generous.
the first race, but I did cash a ticket for
We're
$1.45.
very happy you cashed
Yeah.
the ticket.
Yeah.
We're very happy to be
We
here.
want
Before we wrap up,
analysis.
a couple of again sponsor notes. Our friend Hui at Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill.
How's his dad?
If you his dad's doing okay,
All
and
right.
if you haven't been in there, you got to
Oh,
get
you
in
got
there.
to get in.
And the good news is he is announced that he's going to be open for
For
lunch
lunch.
on weekdays.
Oh yeah.
They have been open for lunch on weekends, but there's been such demand. People are saying, "Oh, I want to get in there for lunch." Sometimes dinner is a little crowded. Starting Monday, March 18th, they will be open Kaizen for lunch, I believe, 7
Oh,
days
wow,
a week.
nice.
And that's something you don't want to miss. Another thing you don't want to miss, our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah, that event sounds
They
amazing.
are putting on a International Whiskey Day / barbecue event. It's going to be at the House on the River, Fort Lauderdale, right on the new river there. Beautiful setting.
Now are we in
outdoor.
on that? What are we doing there? Nothing.
Well, we're not going to be doing any live shows, but I know a guy who maybe knows a gal who maybe can get us.
I'm already angling.
Much to Don
I'm already
Jaffe's
angled.
chagrin.
He knows a guy who knows a girl who knows
Oh.
somebody else.
But you want to go to
If it's anything like that tomahawk that
Ron.
Captain Ron / Mr. Green Egg put
Big
out for
Green
us that
Egg.
day, I can't even imagine what it's going to be like.
4-course meal with great whiskey and
Southern Barbecue Boys, Jeremy
drinks.
Perkins, Miles Robinson, the mixologist, award-winning mixologist. It's going to be a really cool night.
Going to be a good night. Again, the proceeds, part of them go to the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, which is the beneficiary of the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. So you are helping out the kids. It's a great cause. The tickets are available right now, vlfoodwine.com. Go on there, get your tickets now. All right, guys. I don't know what anybody big weekend plans or what's happening.
Very low-key weekend.
Very low key.
Low
my
key.
man. Low key.
We've got some good racing out here tomorrow, full card. We've
Yeah,
got the
all
Tampa
weekend.
Bay Derby across the state.
Oh,
It's
nice.
their biggest race day of the year at Tampa Bay Downs. That's a place you're familiar with, right, Defo?
He did
What's
lots
that?
of work there.
Tampa Bay Downs used to do
Oh
some
yeah, I
work.
He
did
did a
shows
weekly
there.
work
Yeah,
show.
I really enjoyed it.
That is
I spent 8 weeks doing some racing shows from there
Old Small
one year,
Florida.
and I couldn't have had a better time. The people were great. Everything was wonderful.
That should be a trivia contest.
We do have
question.
to pay a tribute though while we're at the track here. One of the greatest announcers ever in any genre of announcing. I love stadium announcers, track announcers. Larry Letterman was a classic. I don't know if you were familiar with this guy.
I was.
He did a lot of harness racing out of New Jersey. Called some thoroughbred races. Was very distinctive and one of the most original announcers and one of the most entertaining announcers ever in any aspect of sports. He checked out unfortunately the other day after a long battle
Way
with brain
too
cancer.
young. Way too young.
And he was brilliant to the end. He was still calling races at a top level as recently as like a few months ago.
I don't know if you remember my friend Rich Udowitz, the aspiring comic from Brooklyn that
Yeah.
dropped in the show one day.
Letterman was brilliant, yeah.
Rich was friends with Larry Letterman. I don't know if they knew each other as youth, but I know Rich at one point was interested in becoming a race caller, and Larry actually spent the time and kind of gave him some pointers, let him hang out with him in the booth and the box up at Atlantic City Race Course. Where
He called like
races.
Freehold, Atlantic City, a lot of kind of
But he was great.
great tracks. Brilliant. Really was one of the funniest, most entertaining announcers of any
What's on
type.
this topic, and I don't mind going a little longer. Who would you say right now, like the top in the game? I think the guy Pete Aiel
Pete's
does
great,
a great
man.
job.
No,
here.
he's tremendous.
Great job.
I think Matt Dinnerman, who's now taking over
Very
at,
good,
at
yeah.
Oaklawn Park, is
Very good.
really, really
Oaklawn Park's been a launching pad for a lot of people. It launched Frank Miramati, who's now Santa Anita and Saratoga. Did a great job at Toga this year. Good friend of mine.
Yep.
And it launched Pete Aiello. He got the job at Oaklawn Park, and that triggered and sparked him here.
Matt Dinnerman was
And
at
Dinnerman,
Bay
yeah.
Meadows, a really rising.
You could
young
tell he was
star.
going to be good. Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
And of course, our friend Larry Colemas, who does the Triple Crown.
Colemas
races.
is a classic. Yeah.
And
Coleman's,
boy, I miss Tom Durkin still. He was
Durkin
a good
was
friend of
brilliant,
mine.
yeah.
Tom Durkin is the one in the
But
lifetime.
Letterman was just so entertaining. So engaging. Anytime he was there, the worst, lowest class rigged harness race, and he would make it sound like it was the Hambletonian. Man, he was fantastic.
Well, that's
It's
great.
not a battle out there; it's a war.
He just was great.
it's a
He
true
really
talent.
was. Yeah.
If anybody's tried to call, well, I don't know.
It's got to be a pain in the ass.
It's-
I've tried it and I
it's-
bombed. I mean, pathetically. I called the race at Tampa Bay Downs. My friend Richard Grunder was the track caller there for many, many years, and he was known for his signature call, which was he'd name the first couple of horses and then go, and the last horse away, and it was always your horse.
Right.
But he let me call a race there, and as much as I've been in the like that kind of thing for my whole life and critiquing race callers and following them, it wasn't as easy as
No,
it
not
would
at
seem,
all.
even for a guy that announces for a
Phil
living.
Saltzman, what was his signature line?
And they're not going to get him today.
Yeah, Miss Philly, also Phil. Man, the times we had there up that Calder press box.
Calder
Bill-
press box.
Saltzman was taking
best.
bets from Jimmy Leland. It was great. Leland was calling from the dugout, going, "I need 20 to win on the six, and a $40
You know, I
exacta
still
box."
can't
and,
get
and he would
used-
send me to go make the bet for Jimmy Leland. It was in the sixth inning of a Marlin game.
I still can't get used to phones. People pulling out their phones in a racetrack.
Right. It used to be
Used to be
against the law.
against the law.
There would
Yeah.
be bookies doing pass posting. There was
Yeah.
all kinds of hijinks and shenanigans that would go on.
Now
the
you're betting
racetrack.
on your phone.
Now I'm betting. I'm betting on my phone. You still bet here at the windows, which is good. I love to see old school.
I'm old school.
I'm rooting you home, my friend. I hope this.
I need this
chalk
cheapo
gets in.
chalk here
I
in
hope
the
you
next
cash
race.
a big pick 5 ticket. I hope
I'm going to leave a winner regardless. That's the good news. I made enough on that first race.
That's
to,
good.
We,
And
we're
I'm-
going into a half hour extra.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
You're way in
This is the
overtime here, man.
beauty of not being on the broadcast.
No, this is
networks.
like a soccer game. He's lost track of time. He doesn't really have any way
He's
out of
the
the
one
show.
who's going on rhapsodizing
You
about
are.
Larry.
No, we had to
Letterman.
pay tribute to Larry Letterman. We had to. I mean, if you're at a
I could be
racetrack,
here all day. I don't care. I don't know about our audience.
No, we gotta get out of
Is
here.
there anybody
The
on the,
audience
on the
has
chat
diminished a
line?
great deal.
Enough,
But Lisa,
man.
we did bring up the bunch bash. We're thinking sometime in April, and we will definitely circle back with Joe
Yep.
and clarify that by next week.
Tony Segreto, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Big
Segreto.
busy week next week. St. Patty's week will be Monday at Shenanigans. Tuesday, we're somewhere. I can't even remember. Wednesday. Oh, Tuesday, we're at Grandpa's for an early show.
Yeah, we gotta do
12:30 p.m.
Grandpa's.
start
There you go.
time for
Okay.
Grandpa's because Mark Freed has many
Okay.
things to do.
All right.
Tony Big Bagel.
Tony
yeah.
Bagel will come in.
All
Having
right,
it
yeah,
every
cut
show.
it off at Tuesday, and we'll see you
Having
next
it every
time.
show.
No. Thursday at Batch because I love Batch. Those guys
Yeah.
are great. Friday back here at Gulfstream. Wednesday somewhere else. We'll
Leave
see
him
you.
to his
Have a
own
great
devices.
weekend. Have a good weekend. Enjoy every sandwich.